Welcome to the University of Rivengard's Combat Tactics course, where we show you the battlefield tricks to make your heroes the most heroic. We is me. I'm Aaronious. Alright, so let's talk damage. 50,000 damage to be exact. Let's talk Event Quest 2020. It's 2021 right now, and we're in the middle of Pelator's festival, the Festival of the Walled Kingdoms. Pelator is now, as far as I'm concerned, the official mascot of the University of Rivengard. Because he's pretty useless on his own, but he makes everybody else better. Isn't that special? Now, when we look at this, we see 50,000 damage with Pelator. Now, probably by the time you're at 20 of 20, Pelator is at uncommon for you. You've unlocked him that far. If you've upgraded his gear all the way, you're going to be doing maybe 100 points of damage a turn. That's not a lot. That takes a really long time to knock off, and he's still kind of squishy. Now, we could try and do just battle after battle after battle and maybe knock off a couple hundred points each time. But I'm going to show you today two different methods that you could actually get this done for 6 stamina. One battle, a single battle. Now, I recommend that you break it up into a few just in case you get a crash, but the thing is, this isn't actually as hard as it seems. So this is option number 1. We're going to head over and we're going to check out Olaf here, also known as Zephyr. Right? Both of these things happen in the Frozen Expanse. The idea on both of these is to get just enough damage to the boss to keep going, keep knocking a little bit more damage off and healing up. There's nothing wrong with this. It's not an exploit. It's not illegal. You're not going to get in trouble. It's just smart play. So this is the team that you need to take in. You're going to need 2 hitters. The job of the hitters, for me that's Tim and Aradel, is to take out the rest of the field and make sure that Zephyr doesn't want to attack your squishy dudes. Squishy dudes being Hannah. She's our healer to make sure that our damage dealer stays alive. I've only got her at common, but because this is Pelator, it makes things a lot easier. He makes, like I said, everybody better. You've got Pelator, he's our damage dealer. He's the one we want doing all the damage. At least the vast majority of the damage. He's the reason why we're here. The last thing you're going to want for these strategies is a turn counter. That's any Blazing Brew team member that has the inebriated trait. The inebriated trait means that every turn they do 10% more damage and take 10% more damage. We don't care about that. What we care about is that every turn that little ticker goes up by 10%. So if we're doing 100 damage per turn, that means every 10% that goes up, we've done 100 damage. When you hit 100%, we've done 1,000 damage. When we hit 1,000%, we've done 10,000 damage. When we hit 5,000%, we've done 50,000 damage for 6 stamina and have wiped out this quest like it's nothing. Now, I do recommend that you break this up because, well, sometimes the game crashes and you don't want to spend half an hour churning and grinding and then finding out none of it counted. Right? So that's our team. We're going to break this up into a few phases. When we start off, we've got to keep our squishy guys alive. Now that means putting Hannah and whoever our turn counter is in the bushes. We'll stick Pelator next to them. We're going to bring our hitters out here to start picking away at things. Ouch. All right, so that was phase 1. Phase 2, we need to get into a specific formation here. What we want to do is we want to get Zephyr sitting on the healing square, so he'll just keep churning up extra health for us to steal from him. We want Pelator on the bush. We want Hannah and Salvo, our counter, up on the hill behind her, and then flanking him, we want our 2 hitters. And that's going to keep our Zephyr there going after Pelator. And that's okay. He's melee, he has to stand there. We want him to do that. It keeps Hannah out of the way so she can just keep healing. It keeps Salvo out of the way so he can just keep counting up. And then after we've done enough damage, we can just take one of our hitters and wipe the floor. And so let's work on getting that into place. Ouch, that's the kind of stuff we need to watch out for. Excellent. All right, so there we go. This is the formation that we are looking to have. Pelator's about to hit, that's going to take Zephyr's attention, and then we will just keep going around and around and around. Every so often, you're going to need to stop and heal with Hannah, check your timer with Salvo. Let's do a couple turns here just to show you how it goes. Now, for some reason, he seems to have chosen Aerodel instead of Pelator this time to fight, which is fantastic. I'm very happy with that. But the gist of it is you just need to keep whoever's getting hit healed up here. He's not going to be able to do enough damage to really make a difference. So you just keep hitting and healing. End your turn. Hit. Heal. And your turn. And you can probably even go a couple of different turns in between. You don't have to heal every single turn. Just start throwing some bombs here. The nice thing about when he decides to attack Pelator's in the bushes, it prevents some of that nasty, nasty damage from happening. She's so funny sounding. I love it. All right, so you get the point. If we check on Salvo up here, his inebriated status is currently 190%. We should have checked that before we started doing our hits. But at this point, given the amount of time that's passed, we've probably done about 1,000 damage with Pelator. So you can kind of guess about how long this will take. It's, like I said, will be roughly 100 damage per shot whenever you're hitting with Pelator. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less, depends if he crits or not. You can figure it out from there. So let's close this fight off. Not bad, right? All right, so here's method number 2, and method number 2 uses Corrin. Corrin is going to take a bit longer and be a bit easier, and the reason for that is that we don't have to worry about healing our hero. Pelator is going to stand on the healing square. Corrin is going to bounce back and forth healing herself, but she's going to bounce back and forth between bushes. So she'll take 50% less damage. It'll take twice as many hits to take her down to knock off that 50,000 damage. But once we get into the rhythm is much, much easier. It can also be a bit more difficult to keep our heroes alive to get into the right positions. And so let's take a look at that here. All right, so you might notice that we don't have a healer set up in here. I'm running with a team of 4. You can do that. You can throw in an extra hitter. It's really up to you. The main thing is that we've got one less person to guard. We've still got Salvo in here to count our turns. And we've got our 2 hitters in there to clear house. Corrin is going to keep trying to attack the most vulnerable and going to bounce back and forth between those. So our goal here is to protect Salvo, get things cleared out, and get Pellitor up to that healing tile. When Pellitor's on that healing tile and Salvo is in a bush, we've got no problems anymore. So let's give that a try. And there we go. We're golden. We're going to start moving everybody out of the way to make sure that all that Corrin wants to concentrate on is Pellitor. And there it is. Welcome to the next half hour or so of your life. Right? Corrin is going to keep bouncing back and forth between those 2 bushes and healing every time she moves. Every turn, Pellitor is going to take a hit, do a hit, and heal back up. This is not hard. This is just grindy. All right, so that in a nutshell is how you can knock off 50,000 points of damage easily. Okay? Don't let this quest be intimidating for you. It just takes time. You don't have to invest money. You don't have to buy stamina refills. It's not 2,000 stamina or whatever to get that knocked off. It's like 2,000 stamina to get 1,250, I think, at the minimum to get your 250 campaign wins knocked off. But the damage, even if you're only doing 50 damage a turn, is very, very doable. Now, these tactics will apply anytime you're dealing with a festival quest. Your ranged heroes might have to be arranged a little bit differently. You may have to put bait out differently, but it can all be done. That's the principle. Find a target that will either self-heal or put them on a healing tile. Take your guy that you're trying to make your bait, make your most appealing. Either bring a healer for them and protect the healer, or put them on a healing tile so they self-heal and just do damage. Just keep doing damage. Just keep doing damage. Check your turn counter every so often, and when you feel comfortable with it, call it a day. If you come up short, no big deal. Just do another one. You've got days most likely to do this. If it's your last day, well, be a bit more careful. It's combat tactics, and that's Rivengard. I hope you have a fantastic event.